Hey guys, Flamengo fans, this is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave that awesome like on the video. Well, my friends, someone who participated a lot here on the channel, you probably know, has passed away. Uncle Corneta, my uncle, played in Flamengo's youth team, Uncle Corneta, whom you met here. He's even in the video with my shameless team meme, that's right. He was by my side, did a lot of live streams here on the channel, a lot of videos here on the channel, and he passed away today, just letting you all know, so the family is in mourning right now. For those who don't remember, yeah. Uncle Corneta, look at that. Yeah, with me there, man, I really improved a lot, huh? It's impressive. Yeah, son, I'm better. Time has passed. This was from 2018 to 2019. It's been about 7 or 8 years, and it seems like I improved a lot, right? Impressive. But that's it. Go with God. It's just light on the journey, and that's it. That's life. We come here bringing you a lot of information about Flamengo. I'll start by talking about this situation with Gerson, and then I'll bring more interviews. Right, about Vitão. We interviewed Vitão the day before yesterday, right? We put together an edited version earlier, and we're also posting it on social media. It's Vitão who paid tribute to Danilo, praised Danilo a lot, right? So we're going to bring some information here before we show the interview with Vitão. Look, Gerson's defense is accusing Flamengo of bad faith and a thirst for revenge. Crazy, right, guys? The midfielder Gerson has presented his defense in the case where Flamengo is demanding 42.7 million from him and FGM Esportes, company owned by Marcão, the player's father and agent. In the lawsuit, the athlete claims that the club acted in bad faith with the intention of revenge and violated labor rights. The defense also requested the dismissal of the case. Quote, Gerson has been suffering like a silent lamb. A silent lamb led to the slaughter. No interviews about the subject, no statement, no press release, no comments on his social media. Gerson only said that at the right time he would tell some truths. But Gerson signed several other documents and contractual instruments without a date and placing complete trust in Flamengo. The athlete never imagined that he could be betrayed by the club that, together with his teammates, he helped so much. Man, come on. To treat others like this, I was betrayed by a club that I helped along with my teammates. Man, we have to look at it this way. The player decided to leave. Yeah, there was this whole situation. Man, the truth is there's never an innocent in this story. There's never an innocent in this story. Okay? He earned good money at Flamengo. And his own attitude, right? Gerson's own attitude took him out of the World Cup. Today, he's not even considered anymore. He used to be a starter. He even became a starter for the Brazilian national team and was highly considered to be called up for the World Cup. Today, Gerson isn't even considered for the World Cup anymore. So I don't know who made the bigger mistake in this story. Gerson, his father, the agent. The agent is actually his own father, but it's crazy. Quote, Gerson found out that he was the victim of a thirst for revenge from the current president of Flamengo, who couldn't stand the fact that the player had been signed and brought back from Russian football to Brazil precisely by the Minas Gerais club, Cruzeiro Esporte Clube. BAP saw it as a betrayal, yes. One thing is wanting to leave and go to Russia. Another thing is just 6 months later coming back to another club in Brazil, okay? It's possible because the current football director of Cruzeiro, Mr. Bruno Spindle, was fired from Flamengo by the current Flamengo president. And the initial petition was not shy about revealing this thirst for revenge. So it's Bruno Spindle himself. According to AA, according to the article, in this case, according to the lawsuit here, Bruno Spindle himself would have handed it over to Cruzeiro. In this case, to Gerson's lawyer, to Gerson's father, BAP's thirst for revenge. Spindle, according to the document here in the case, would have revealed that BAP is thirsty for revenge. Crazy, right, guys? Look, we have the information here to share with you. Flamengo's likely lineup for later today. It's important for us to bring this up here. Check it out. The game is at 9:30 p.m. at the Cicero de Souza Marques Municipal Stadium in Bragança, Paulista. It's round 9 of the Brazilian Championship. You can watch the broadcast on TV Globo, free-to-air TV, and premiere on pay-per-view. Here's Flamengo's probable lineup. Rossi, Emerson Royal, Léo Ortiz, Vitão, and Ayrton Lucas, Eric Pulgar, Jorginho, and Paquetá Carrascal or Luís Araújo, Samuel Lino, and Pedro, okay? The coach is Leonardo Jardim, so who has the absences of Saul Niguez, right? And Alexandro injured. Bruno Henrique is in the final stage of pubalgia recovery. He's already doing physical training and is no longer in physical therapy. And Everton Araujo suspended, okay? Likely lineup for Bragantino. Clayton Hurtado. Alex Vinicius, Gustavo Marques, and Juninho Capixaba. Flamengo even considered it and everything. Mateus Fernandes and Gabriel, Lucas Barbosa, Rodriguinho, and Mosqueira. Eduardo Sacha, right? Or Isidro Pita, because it could be that Eduardo Sacha can't play. It's uncertain, okay? This is the probable lineup for coach Wagner Mancini. The absences. Fabrício Guzmán Rodrigues, Vanderlan, and Fernando are injured. Eduardo Sacha is uncertain. The referee is Fernando Antônio Mendes de Sales Nascimento Filho. From Pará, assistants Guilherme Dias Camilo from Minas Gerais and Acácio Menezes Leão from Pará. The VR is Diego Pombo Lopez from Bahia, all right? So all the information about the match. Let me bring you the players who are listed for the match. Some players from Flamengo, as I told you, haven't recovered in time, right? So Andrew, Ayrton Lucas, Carrascal, Daniel Salles, Danilo, de Arrascaeta, de la Cruz, Diogo Alves, Royal, Eric Pulgar, Cebolinha, Varela, Jorginho, Luís Araújo, Léo Ortiz, Paquetá, Léo Pereira, Pedro, Plata, Rossi, Samuel Lino, Vitão, and Alácia, okay? These are the ones called up. Why? Paparazzo, Arrascaeta, Varela, and Leo Pereira all called up. Everyone called up, and it's likely that they won't be on the field because they had a lot of minutes with their national teams and just got back now. There are players who won't even have 72 hours between matches, right? The last one was on Tuesday. So their options, they're on the squad list, they're going to the game, but their options to come in during the match, all right? It's very likely, right? Maybe they'll even start in January. But that's the information that the players, most of the players who played for their national teams will come in during the match, all right? That's it. I'm going to invite you once again to check out our sponsors in the pinned comment. Man, with Maps Rent-A-Car, you can secure your car right now in Florida. For the World Cup, you can already book with Maps. They have sports cars, right? I showed you the Mustang yesterday. They have cars for the whole family. Like this one I'm in, 7 seats. They also have cars like the Cybertruck, electric and everything. It's super high tech. You can make your reservation right now. Also, let me remind you that with Caravana do Haroldo, you can secure your spot at Mengau's games, with tickets included in Rio de Janeiro, and there are complete packages abroad as well. In fact, Cusco already has a great package for you to go to Mengo's debut in the Libertadores. Also, remember that you can lose weight in a healthy way. With Mais Cabello, with the My Slim program, get in touch with them, because they are leaders in the hair industry. And now they're also doing great when it comes to health and weight loss. There's a Mais Cabello everywhere in Brazil, always close to you, all right? I want to invite you now to watch the interview. Another great part of the interview with Vitão.
But I wanted to know about this start under Leonardo Jardim. Have you been able to understand what he likes to see on the field in defense? The team is also doing well defensively, it's improving. How has it been working with Leonardo Jardim so far?
He is a very qualified professional. It was a very good start, right? Like you said to us, not conceding a goal is very good. And this break was important too, right? This FIFA break was to adjust some things, to fully understand his ideas. And it's been really good. It's been really good, right? With positive results. I hope we can keep this up all season.
You mentioned it, so I'll take the opportunity to add something here. You mentioned the international break. Even without Danilo, Alexander injured, Danilo and Leo Pereira, are you still able to train some defensive things that you didn't have time for before? Is that it?
Yes, we are able to train a lot of defensive things. The academy's young players come up too, right? To help us. So we are training a lot defensively. There are always things to improve. But this time was really good for us. And I hope we can already show it in the next matches.
Awesome. How has your day-to-day been? That's a more personal question for you. How has your day-to-day been with the other defenders, with the other players? Have you already made some friends on the team?
Of course, without a doubt, when you change clubs, you get a little worried about how the team will welcome you, right?
If you'll fit in with the group quickly and all that.
If you'll fit in with the group quickly, if you'll blend in quickly. And I really already feel at home. In my first week when I got here, everyone welcomed me very well. Not just the players, but everyone who works at the club. Everyone welcomed me warmly. I really feel at home. I usually say that they are stars, not just on the field, but off the field as well, right? Incredible people. A lot of people messaged me privately when I arrived, asking if everything was okay, if I needed anything, even though I hadn't even met them yet. It was really enjoyable for me. And of course, only top players, right?
And you, by the way, I was going to ask you about that. You arrived, but before you arrived, when you played against Flamengo, there were already rumors that you would come to Flamengo. Man, I think since the first half of last year's Brazilian Championship, I think it was since the first half of the year, people were already talking about Vitão at Flamengo. When you played against Flamengo, did anyone approach you or say you'd be welcome there or anything like that, or not? Only afterwards, really, afterwards, yeah.
I faced them a few times, right? But we didn't really talk about it. After the Libertadores game at Beira Rio, at that time, yeah, when I was at Beira Rio, when we lost 2-0, and then, man, I congratulated everyone there. And some of them commented, I'm waiting for you. Filipe even came up to me. I congratulated him. I said, man, congratulations, really. You guys are on another level. I told him that. And Filipe, also complimented me for the match, despite the loss. And he said, I'm waiting for you there, okay? He joked with me like that. But of course, I was really upset, right? We had just lost the game. Of course, I ended up not talking to them much there on the field. And I tried to focus on Inter.
That's important, man. That perception you have, even though you're young, that perception, I'm just making a comment here now, that perception you had, that's really important. It's important for players to remember that when the team loses, fans don't want to see them laughing and joking.
Yeah.
That's important. You have a really good sense of that.
Yeah, and I think that also shows a lot of respect, right? If I stay there laughing and chatting, I think that's really disrespectful to the fans who are there. So I tried not to talk too much out there on the field. Of course, I was nervous, right? The Flamengo coach comes up to you and says he was waiting for you. It makes your heart race, but I tried not to talk too much out there on the field out of respect.
It's not just the Flamengo coach, right? It's Filipe Luís, man. He's a guy with an incredible history in soccer, right? Yeah. What did you think of his goal? Well, I keep asking more questions because I'm a fan of Danilo and you are too. So what did you think of the header? The guy flew, right?
I thought it was exceptional, right? A defender deciding a championship, a Libertadores title. For me, it was exceptional, right? And he decided the title both up front and at the back, right? Taking it out, yeah, he saves it. Yeah, he saves it too. So, man, I was really happy.
Yeah, man, there was a question here that wasn't finished that I'm going to bring up, but it'll stay within our time, no worries. No problem. Since we're talking about defenders, what was Rodrigo Caio like? How did he handle that role? Danilo's goal was clearly influenced by Rodrigo Caio. People joke he had a hand in it, but Rodrigo Caio truly did. How do you see Rodrigo Caio's involvement in that goal as well? Did you get to learn anything from Rodrigo Caio, who was a man of great character?
I did. Rodrigo Caio is a top quality professional, an incredible human being. I had the pleasure of working with him. And without a doubt, that goal came from training, right? Without a doubt, they trained. And Rodrigo Caio, he studies the opponent a lot. He studies a lot. So for sure, he saw the weak spot. He saw who could attack. He saw how it had to be taken down, you know? A lot of people say it was luck, but I see it as hard work. I see it as hard work because I saw how much he worked, how much he studied before the games in the locker room. He would always say, look, you're going to attack this space here. You're going to block this player. So without a doubt, that was something that was worked on.
Man, really good, Vitão. Man, when an interview is good, it goes by fast. We're getting to the end here, but there are still a few more left. You joined Flamengo as a signing backed by Filipe Luís, right? With his departure, Leonardo Jardim arrived. Were you ever worried at any point? I mean, I think you trust your work, obviously, but since it was Filipe who called you in, did you ever get concerned or not? No.
No, actually, I wish I had worked more with Filipe, you know? But we make a plan and God makes another, and God's plans are better than ours. And without any doubt, I trust my potential a lot. I know the player I am, I know what I can deliver. So, regardless of the coach, regardless of the professional, I know that if I dedicate myself every day, if I dedicate myself, if I take advantage of the opportunities I get, whether it's 10 minutes or a half, I know I'll make the most of it. I know the opportunities will come. So it's all good. Leonardo Jardim as well, the coach is very qualified, right? He talks to me a lot, not just him, but his whole staff. So I want to help in the best way possible, and I felt really calm about that.
Leonardo Jardim's Flamengo went many games without conceding a goal. We kind of talked about that briefly. What do you think was the most decisive change for that to happen, Vitão? So
I think we were in a phase when we started conceding a lot of goals. People said a lot that we weren't training the defense. A lot of comments come up. They start blaming individuals. Individual. They start saying things like that. I think it was the coach has a style of play where we rarely end up one-on-one, man to man, you know? Of course, in some situations during the game, it can happen. But we hardly ever train to avoid going man to man. There's always someone left over. I think that was one of the things that helped a lot, right? We, as defenders, are always close to each other and there's always someone covering, right? If a mistake happens, which can happen, there's always someone covering. And I think that's one of the things that's really helping us not to concede goals.
I wanted to ask you, what are your expectations about playing for Flamengo in the Libertadores and starting off fighting for that fifth championship, keeping Flamengo's title in the Libertadores at high altitude? How do you perform at high altitude?
The expectation couldn't be better, right? Like I said, in every competition, Flamengo enters to win it. And now it won't be any different, right? Me personally speaking, I've already played at high altitude. I've already played against Bolivar, right? And I did really well. Of course, you can't say it's the same game as playing without altitude. There's no way, there's less oxygen, you get tired faster, and it takes longer to recover. But I think there are experienced players who will know how to handle the moments, the situations in the game. And let's go out there to get this win and play a great game.
And the team will be in good shape too, right? You're coming off an international break now and you've been working on the physical side in training and all that. So the better the team is physically, the more rested you are, the better it will be, right?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Like I said, this break was really good for us to improve a lot of things. One of them is our physical condition, right? We didn't have this time to work, right, since the beginning. So I think we're going to be in great shape, really good physically, really good technically. We're going for those 3 points.
Thanks, Vitão. Someone who sent you regards, who's here for the national team's game, who also came to the United States to watch the national team, was the little angel from Flamengo. He said he's cheering for you there, always on the wall, rooting for you too.
Yes, send another one.
I'd also like you to send best wishes and a speedy recovery to our dear Chapolin, who's dealing with a health issue. He's on the little wall, Mango's Chapolin, right?
Yes, that's right. Just stopping by to leave my prayers here, right? My prayers, wishing you a speedy recovery. You'll get through this soon. It's just a phase. And I'll be praying here. You'll be 100% soon.
Vitão, good luck. I hope you win many titles with Mengo, get called up to the Brazilian national team, and that I can cover you in the national team games too, and interview you already wearing Marilinha's jersey as well. Next time, it'll be with Marilinha's jersey. Amen.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I was already following you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Hopefully this year will be a year of victory.
God willing, Vitão, big hug, blessings.
Thanks. Take care.